everybody, Spirit Otter here, and well, last time we had a bit of a long episode, but we got threatened by the Mafia, and thankfully Gumshoe came to our rescue. Thank goodness! But, yeah, this time we're going to be in court again, for the last day. Well, this is the last day, for sure. You only get 3 days. So let's get moving. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claimed that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call the people present in Studio 2's trailer that day. From the testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. No kidding! You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Ms. D. Vasquez to the stand. Blip, blip, blip. Ms. D. Vasquez is the producer who was present at Studio 2 that day. I'm sorry if I'm changing voices around. It's kind of hard to voice all these characters. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in trailer in Studio 2. Blit, I can read. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. You must pontificate. What? If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. She's guilty. I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Okay. Day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Saul and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That is all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Saul take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be too risky to walk with that monkey's head toppling over. Alright. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine. This is it. The final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Alright. Something did kind of stick out to me. Do you have someone who could verify this? Saul. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. She committed the murder during that break. She wouldn't have time to eat a T-bone steak. I had some evidence to prove she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kinda wish she said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm pretty sure you'll find something that contradicts some. So I'm going to take a stab in the dark here. And just because I remember this being a thing, so yep, okay, I got it. As I thought. You claimed you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What is this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. A plate that was on the table in the employee room. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you, it was a T-bone steak. Exactly my point. Remember if you will. Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at the table outside the trailer. There's no bones on that steak. There's no bones on that plate. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare! Ooh, Miss Vasquez. Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bones? I think I know how you ate the bones too. You ate a boneless steak. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Is it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Well, this is going real smoothly. Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull here, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You said I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worried today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was the murder weapon again? Oh, yes. The samurai spear. Yes? I, as you can see, am a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use a heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't, could you? I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. Gotcha! What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. The spear itself. I present to you by proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon! Not so fast! Remember, this spear broke during the action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Yeah, that would be pretty hard. Order, order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here. I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? I can tell you actually. I would like to make a claim. I would like to make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what it was. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what it was? I can read. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well. Let's see the murder weapon then. This! Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing on the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is all this about? This photo is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studio. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. I'm saying what happened 5 years ago. Happened again! Mr. Wright, continue! It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs into the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, died the same way he caused another man to die. Kinda poetic. 5 years ago. Kinda poetic in a, gruesome way, honestly. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Yeah, kinda ironic, too. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate costume, no less. And you claim that I carried the body to Studio 1? And returned to the trailer in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1, placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. There was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Easy. The van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Heck, yes. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. There was a van, right? I had Saul drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body in the magistrate costume. Hold on, right. Don't forget, it was Sal Manila who drove the van. Are you suggesting that Manila was a conspirator? Yeah. Of course Sal Manila had to be a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. And don't forget, they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. Wait, that's it? I seem to remember more to this. So what happens next? Don't me. You don't have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer? Yeah, this is kind of awkward. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did it? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right? But that's only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Yeah, I knew this was a longer... Edgeworth isn't sure. Come on, we have her! Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? You did it! Miss Vasquez, you did it! That wasn't a question. No. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I'm not sure that question helped the court get any closer to the verdict. What do I do now? Okay, whew! Testify again. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? Know when to give up, right? Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn! Come so far only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Edgeworth? What? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed, barely, I say ergo. I want to hear what happened after they found the body. Okay. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth? Who knows? You probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that says he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that, Edgeworth. He probably realizes that Powers is innocent, and he hates crime. He doesn't want to, and he's probably seeing that this woman did it. Like, seriously, she's guilty. Clear as day. So he probably wants to see her behind bars as much as we do. Alright, after finding the body. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. Security lady Old Bag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I was asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Wait, if you were gonna go practice, why did you leave your script and direction notes? Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine your... Okay, Nick, we're real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. And the key you need and twist the truth out of her. I did see something. Why would you leave your direction notes? Just saying. That's kind of something you want to have on hand. Hold it. The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Press harder. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Miss Vasquez, please continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Really? Okay, this is weird. I forgot about this. Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because she knew there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what this means? She wouldn't have known about the murder before going to Studio One. Ooh. Order! Mr. Edgeworth? What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of changing your career to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? Can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Yeah, me neither. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this. No. Hammer wasn't injured. It wasn't Hammer that was injured. It was Will Powers. I think I present the spear for this. Oh, whoops. Oopsies. Objection overruled. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Whoopsies! There we go. Okay. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers! What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in the photo. But that was because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think that Mr. Hammer was the one who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez, you saw Hammer limping. You actually didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't Mr. Powers the one who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume. And went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly! Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. I'm looking at the time. I'm gonna keep going. Who cares if this is a long one? This is a pretty good one. Witness! Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak your way out of this one. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he had fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Why, yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can she prove she had a motive? I can't prove it. Nick, no. She'll get away, but what proof could I possibly have? I don't care if it's impossible, you still have to fight this one. Okay. I have proof and I'll show it to you. Okay. Actually, I think it's this. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This is the photo that reveals the motive for in this murder. Whoops! Give me a sec, people. There we go. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, and a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident had precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed heavy on him, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, and yet the only one you've talked about is Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive could Miss D. Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain D. Vasquez's motive for murder. She had no motive. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's this now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's this now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. This is actually interesting. Like, I as much as I, have been ragging on this case, this little reveal here is actually pretty good. Like, wait a minute. The victim was going to be a killer. Huh? What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Seal Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had cruelly taken advantage of him all these years. Heck yeah, we won! So you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I'm guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No. How could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... Oh. She was attached to him. She was very much attached to him. Oh no. This whole thing is tragic. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Well, I know this is going to be a long one, but, you know, whatever. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Well, very well then. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Willpowers, not guilty. Confetti in the courtroom! Yeah! That is all. Court is adjourned. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know how Mr. Hammer stole... No, and I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. Bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. But to think he tried to frame me for murder makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Show some evidence. Well, this is what I think. I think this. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. As I was the Steel Samurai. Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in a kid's show, and the villain to boot. Kids loved the Steel Samurai, so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Huh? Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be donning the Steel Samurai outfit once more. Can't wait to get back into that sweaty costuming. Is it something wrong? No, of course not. Ah! Nick! Edgeworth! Oh, jeez, you look mad. Say something right. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? It was too bad, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, really. I want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away with it if you hadn't stepped in. Huh? Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. Big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar! No, I don't think he is! Right. Must say I haven't expected to meet you again after these years. Jeez, this is gonna be a long one, but okay. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better if we had not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's why I came here to tell you. Rude! Mr. Wright? Is that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals! Right, Nick? Or now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick! Tell me! What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closes on another trial. Caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right? I admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You had to buy trading cards too, okay? You have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't this great? WP gets to play the lead again. Okay. Nice! I wonder if this show is real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Willpowers. Oh, and that is the end of this. Oh boy! Next time we will go to my farewell or turnabout goodbyes. So I will see you next time. Bye!